Good evening and salutations, my GH friends. The minute I started hitting the recording button, I was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one should I start off with first? Alright, we'll start off with, Dingbat Lucy. I don't understand how is this woman that's in her upper age this stupid, this delusional, this much of a dingbat. And before she came in there, Maxie tried to get Scotty to talk to Lucy. I'm like, Maxie, you're a grown ass adult. You should be able to sit there and talk to this woman instead of getting back up. This is absolutely ridiculous. Lucy comes in there and she's all hyped up about herself, blowing up on social media, this, that, and third. The staff is looking at her. Everyone loves Lucy. This is according to this delusional dingbat. And they have to be real with her. And they are telling her, hey, listen, your segment was a dumpster fire. And even before she got in there, Maxie was like, Aiden does not want her back on there if we're going to sit there and continue selling products. And they tell her, they both sit there and tell her that the numbers were down when you were there. They only got higher when Sasha was there. And how Maxie has to sit there and explain to her. And it's so embarrassing when you have to have a younger woman try to explain to a older dingbat something that anybody that's over the age of 7 would be able to pick up on. And is telling her, hey, listen, when you're selling products, you have to sit there and talk about the damn product and not about yourself. And she just made excuses. She was just in excuses lane at that point. And I guess it was kind of frustrating to sit there and listen to her because I'm like, I don't remember her being this bad in Port Charles, the show Port Charles. She might have been a little eccentric, but it was never on this level of like, what is wrong with you? And it's almost like she didn't hear a damn thing that Maxie said to her when she had to sit there and repeat to herself, oh, this is my baby, this is mine, me, 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 me. And I'm like, Maxie, you should just quit and try to work for Nina. Because this is insane. This is absolutely insane. I mean, yes, I don't like the idea of quitting, but I do like the idea of protecting one's mental health. And that chick is toxic towards yours and anyone else that works with her mental health. Now, Natalie, I think that's the name, Natalie or Natalia. I think her name is Natalia. Yes, Natalia. She comes into Alexis's office and she has this very annoying conversation, I would say. Because she goes about in this roundabout way of basically saying that I don't want your daughter to tarnish my daughter's relationship because my daughter is more important than your daughter because my daughter is a superstar and your daughter is a bartender. That's ultimately what it's like. She kept doing these little digs at Christina. And the fact that Alexis sat there and listened to it for that long, that's the part that annoyed me. Because any woman, any mother in their right mind, the minute that she would have started to make digs at her daughter, her ass would have been cursed out. She would have been cursed out, she would have been shown the door, or it just would have been an ass whooping. Okay? But when she said that, you sort of look on Alexis's face. Okay? Now, if this was the scene happened early 2000s, 90s, oh, she would have snapped. She would have snapped. She would have went in on her. It would have went ham really fast. Okay? But because the times we live in, everything is PG, peachy clean, and PG 13, whatever. She was like, okay, well, you know what? I have calls to make, and have a newspaper to run, and so I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I got things to do. And I sat there, was like, wait, are you kidding me? She practically just said that your daughter's toxic, and I don't want I don't want, basically said, I don't want your daughter with my daughter. Ultimately, is what it really came down to. And of course, belittled her daughter. And the only thing that you did was show her the door. Oh, how disappointing. I could have swear, if this scene would have went like this in the 90s, people would have been super disappointed. I'm disappointed now. I can only imagine people who have been watching this longer than me looking at this and being like, PG times, huh? And she calls up Diane to vent. Yep. Woman just insulted your daughter, and that's the best you can come up with. Speaking of insulting, Christina had breakfast with Molly and TJ. TJ, you are just looking worse by the minute. So he starts with lecturing her. And basically, he starts with lecturing her about her being out late and everything like that. Because why have an actual conversation with her when you can sit there and start lecturing her? Because, Christina, that ought to go well. So he did that. Basically said, I don't want you around your father. So now you're going to tell her what to do. That ought to go well. So she left. Molly was pissed off. TJ basically snipped it saying, I'm in the right, and I'm gonna continue to act like a Karen and ungrateful. Because ultimately, this is, this is both your fault. But TJ, you look like a jackass. Because all this whining and complaining and, oh my god, you're close to Sonny and Sonny is your father. Sonny is also your wife's uncle, you idiot. And I don't give a damn whatever they call their weird marriage. That's still her uncle. I don't care how much distance that they have. They're still bloodline connected. So yeah, everything that TJ said, whether it's true or not, it really ultimately doesn't matter because he didn't say anything before. So as far as I'm concerned, you can shut the F up forever. Um, what else we got? What else we got? Oh, wrong notes. I'm literally looking at my notes. I was like, I don't remember a Sloan Peters. Oh, wait. Wrong show. So, Aiden comes to see Liz and, dropping off some cookies or muffins or something. Cupcakes, I think. She sees paint on his back. She remarks, last week you had pink paint in your hair. So he makes up some sort of excuse, some sort of lie, and she knows right off jump he's being bullied, right? So he talks to Portia. Portia mentions something about helicopter moms, right? She doesn't like that term because, there's nothing wrong with a mother being concerned. And, she doesn't like that label. And I'm like, well, people don't like the word Karens, but it exists, and so does helicopter moms. So I don't really know what the hell to sit there and say to you. Now, while that's going on, Drew is giving Curtis an offer as far as heading up this new division. All the works and stuff like that. And Nina comes in there, and Nina, for some odd reason, decides to start, not trying to mess up the deal or anything like that, but like she says some sort of remark like, oh, make sure you don't always go for the first offer or something like that. I'm like, Nina, what are you talking about? They make some snide remarks back and forth, um, and sort of, I guess, sexual jokes or whatever. Curtis is like, now the fact that he didn't pick up on that, same thing with Willow didn't pick up on that, is just laughable. Um, but he leaves. He talks to Portia. Now he wanted Portia to weigh in, and I thought that this conversation was laughable because he wanted to get her take on if he should do the, if he should sit there and take the offer. So she gives her opinion about how he may be doing too much, and then he tries to defend that reason of why he should do it. But I'm like, well, then why ask her? Because one, you seem like you already made up your mind. And two, it seems like you're defending what she's trying to say. If that's the case, then why ask her in the first place? Um, so I thought that was kind of stupid. And while he is running the club or delegating the club and doing this new offer and everything like that, when is family talk going to happen? Because I think that should have probably been the real issue right there. And that's something if she would have bumped that up, I'm like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from because, you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that and you're just getting back and, after not walking and, you're still recovering. When we're going to have me time? So that's something that for some odd reason they didn't bring up, and I felt like that was important. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Let me see. Then they talk. Oh, and also Drew took the. Curtis took the offer, and this guy. Drew gets to meet some congressman named Conky or some stupid name. And then towards the end, Liz went on calling the school to sit there and set up an appointment to, I guess, talk about what's going on. Now, I think that's probably a bad idea, the way she's going about it, because I think she should have a conversation with Aiden first before she approaches the school, because she can want to make the bad situation a lot worse. Especially don't even give him a heads up if he's already being bullied, and you go there and you say something and they call out that student, then the bullying is going to get worse, as opposed to you sitting there just having a conversation with him first, and then being like, hey, listen, I want to go to the school, or just have a conversation about that. But, yeah. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. But if I forgot anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows. Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.